Back to Leave It Kumi, ladies. This is the day the Lord has made. Let's be glad, rejoice in it, for greatness resides inside of you. That means that great things are going to happen today for you. We're going to read from Proverbs 12, verses 17, 18, 19, and 22. A truthful witness by a good person clears the air, but liars lay down a smoke screen of deceit. Rash language cuts and maims, but there is healing in the words of the wise. Truth lasts, and lies are here today and gone tomorrow. God can't stomach liars. He loves the company of those who keep their word. So I ask you, are you a word keeper? Do you keep your word? One of the things that I can tell you about life is full of truths and there's full of lies. But the biggest lies that we ever encounter are the ones that we tell ourselves. There are a lot of things that I personally could have done, but lies showed up and tricked me right out of those things. Let me give you an example. Sometimes I would look in the mirror and I didn't like myself. I didn't even love myself. I didn't even know how to love myself. And I think part of that came from my upbringing, where I learned that I should shut up and stay in my place and not be who I was supposed to be, but to just conform to what people wanted. And so I began to tell myself that I wasn't important and that I didn't make a difference and that I didn't really have a purpose. Well, as I was looking in the mirror, I began to speak those things to myself. So as I started to speak those things, I found myself smoking weed, kicking it, getting drunk, partying, doing all the things that everybody else was doing, and I was miserable. But part of my being miserable had everything to do with the fact that those lies, they had a truth, and the truth was calling me. It was telling me, you don't have to be drunk. You have a purpose. You have something great inside of you that is bigger than what you ever imagined, but you have to first stop believing the lie. And so as I began to learn that the lies that I spoke to myself weren't truth, I did have to learn the hard way. Some may think that I did all these things and that the things that I do right now are because I had this one moment. It wasn't one moment that it happened, but it was a bunch of moments that happened. I began to lie to myself and tell myself that I wasn't lovable. And so the people that I chose to be with, they didn't really love me. Even though they spoke those words, oh, I love you. You're the only one for me. I want to be with you forever. And I cherished those words because it was the love that I was missing from God, that I was trying to get from people. So as I told myself these lies, I began to find that the more that I believed the lies, the more pain I had, the more destruction came. So as I was dealing with somebody who loved me so very much, this one that wanted to take my hand in marriage and said that I would be with you forever, and this love that would always be cherished and that we would be one, I took that hand. And when I took that hand, this is what I got. I got somebody that I always had to wonder where they were at. I got somebody who was always in the wrong places at the wrong time with a great excuse why they were there. I got girls calling my phone looking for them. I got jewelry missing that I saw on other people because that was what their man gave them. I got mistreated in ways that I can't even begin to tell you about. I know that my chin got broken. I know that I got choked out. I know that I went through a whole lot of physical abuse, all in the lie of, I love you. So what I would say to you is even though I went through those things, you may be in that very spot right now. You have a God whose love is so relentless for you. He chases after you even when you're not even worried about him, when you're not thinking about him. He's like, that's my daughter. I love her, but I need her to see the truth. So here I am. I'm a truth speaker. If we were going to go and have a good dinner and you had an outfit on that wasn't right, you'd want me to tell you the truth. Am I correct? Because I'd want you to tell me. I'd want you to tell me that this shirt doesn't go with those pants, or that that dress doesn't go with those shoes. I would want you to be my friend and love me enough to tell me. So here I am with the message of God's love about lies. He said that he can't stomach lies, but because he can't stomach lies, he can't stomach the fact that his daughter, you his daughter, have told yourself lies about who you are, have spoken lies to people about who they are. God is calling us to be truth speakers. In everything that we do, we are to honor him, to love him, to cherish him, but also to know truth. The Bible talks about in all you're getting, get an understanding. Truth is an understanding. Truth about who you are as a woman. That's an understanding you have to go and get. Just because you were beat up, just because you were molested, just because you were raped, just because you were challenged in many ways in your life does not mean that you are not loved. That's a lie from the devil. God loves you. He loves you with a passion. Just because you told yourself that you weren't worth anything, God made you for a purpose. And if the God who created the heavens and the earth and everything that we can see, if he created you, there had to be something good about you, which means that you have worth. So this week, as we continue to talk about what God has to say about it, I need you to understand that the lies that you speak to people, they do harm. So stop lying. Tell the truth. Be a truth speaker. Even when you think you're protecting somebody, you're hurting them and you're hurting yourself. And then the lies that you speak to yourself, or even the lies that you've heard from others, you go back in and you think about it. And you think, would God say this to me? Would he tell me that I'm no good? Would he tell me that I would never amount to anything? Would he tell me that I'm just somebody's baby mama? Would he tell me that I'm a hoe? Would he tell me that I'm a thought? Would he tell me that I was meant to sleep around? Would he tell me that I wasn't meant to be cherished or adored? No, he wouldn't say any of those things. He would say that you're the apple of his eye. He would say that you bring joy to his heart every day that your feet hit the ground and you begin to walk around. He would say that the gifts and the talents that he has given you, the things that you do with them, they impress him and he's pleased with you. So what I would encourage you to do is take the lies that you've been told and throw them in the trash. And take the lies that you want to tell and get rid of them. But instead be a truth speaker. You speak the truth and understand that when you're speaking the truth and you're walking in the truth will always show up. Be encouraged. I love you. God bless you and know you're loved.